The mill and the surrounding community came to be known as Hook's Mill, named after Robert Hooke, who purchased the mill in 1848 from William Dunlap. It is this same William Dunlap who would later build a mill on Back Creek, who employed Patsy Cline's grandfather. The history of Hook's Mill is an old one. The land was surveyed by George Washington on April 6, 1750, and the first mill was erected around 1800 by Joseph Lupton. By the 1820s, the community had grown large enough to warrant the construction of a school, and it was later known as the Riverdale School. The millwright's residence was constructed in stages, beginning in 1806, with later additions throughout the early to mid-1800s. The millwright residence was constructed in the Federal style and of saw-dimensional lumber rather than logs, which was untypical of the area during this early period. By the late 19th century, Hook's Mill was an established community with an inn, a blacksmith shed and house, the mill residence, and the famous Captain David Pugh House. The mill's stones were imported from France. The mill contained a post office and provided the community with ice during the summer months. Flour ground from wheat was stored on the second floor and hay on the third. The flood of 1939 took out the mill and the school. Subsequent floods have erased all evidences of the mill except a cornerstone foundation. Today, the community of Hook's Mill is pastoral. The inn, the blacksmith's house, Captain David Pugh's house, and the millwright's house are all well maintained and serve as residences to this day. The Appalachian History Detectives invite you to tag along as we search for artifacts from the past. Stay tuned. We are on site, and I am at Hook's Mill. This is the homestead. This was the owner's house of Hook's Mill. And I'm going to show you the actual mill stood right here. There's foundation of the mill right over here. I'm going to take you to that. And there used to be a dry dam, a rubble dam across here. I'm going to show you that. But we're going to detect all of this here. We're going to detect over here. And the farm beyond here was part of the community that actually stood here at one time. Back in the mid-1800s, there was a community here called Hook's Mill. Today I'm joined by my son. My son's going to help me. We feel that this is probably only a half-a-day hunt here. And that's part of the reason why the aqua chigger is going to hit the farm here next door to us. I will join him. I hope we have a great time. I hope we find some great things. All right, let's get started. I am in Pro 0, iron discriminant 0, sensitivity all the way up. I figure we're going to hit a lot of iron, and at a mill site we're going to hit a lot of iron. So I fully expect to find a lot of iron artifacts on this site. But that's where I'm going to go at. All right, this is my first hit here. It's 69 to 66. So we're 66 to 69. We're going to dig this right here. Okay, I pulled the plug. Let's take a look. Oh, here it is. Okay. So the first find of the day is a brass rivet. First find, that's a great find. It's a brass rivet. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, I got a nice strong mid-tone here. It's a 47 to a 53. Let's dig this right here. See if it's out of the hole. Okay, so there's more than one thing here. Okay, we got two things in the hole. We got something here, and we got something over here. It is a big old horseshoe. Looky there. That's like a pitching shoe there. That could actually be a pitching shoe. I think that is a pitching shoe. All right. We'll give that to the owner. The mill stood right there. I'm going to take you guys over there, take a look at that. But there's a foundation of the mill. It came this way. And the mill raceway, the sluiceway or whatever you call it, comes right through here. And there's the doggy, and there's my son. Okay, I have a good signal here, but it is iron and it's just sheet metal. It's big. Big bar iron. It could be a pot. Could be a casing. Okay, I think I got it. All right. Looky there. That is a wheel hub to a wagon. That's pretty cool right there. That is a wheel hub to a wagon wheel. The old Pioneer Road came through here. The mill stood right here. So people would be pulling in their buggies right here to get their feed and their corn and their flour done right here. That's pretty cool. This is the corner of the mill. It went out this way and out this way. The old rubble dam went out this way. You can see right there, there's logs in the water underground here, and right here went across. The rubble dam would have gone all the way across. I'm going to show you. Here's a log right here. There's a log right there. There's a log right there. It went across right here to show you how beautiful this is. Isn't that beautiful? There's a resident population of bald eagles down here. There's actually 2 nests just right up the river here. If I see the bald eagles, I'll film them for you. It's a really beautiful sight. Alright, I haven't been filming a lot because this is the kind of stuff I've been pulling out of the ground. And when you have an old mill like this, huge old mill, this is the kind of stuff you're going to find. Alright, let's keep going. Alright, I just dug this hole. You can see it's a full carrot's length down. But it's right here. And it's got some green patina on it. Oh, I know exactly what this is. Yep. I know what this is. This is a horsehair brush. This is off of a horsehair brush. That's what this is. All of this. You can see how beautiful that is. There's the mill house. We started down there. I found the rivet there. I found the horseshoe there. There's a lot of iron in the ground from the building down there at the mill. The mill is huge. And it was just trashy, very, very trashy. I'm sure there's some good stuff down in there, but it was just so trashy. It was hard to dig in there. And the owner had brought in topsoil, so a lot of it's down really, really deep. So I decided to come across the road up here behind the mill house, but this is okay. This tells me that there was probably a horse tack shed that stood right here. So we're going to keep going. All right, this is what I pulled out of the ground. Might be where, you know, maybe a pipe comes through the wall. It says 25 right there. See that? I don't know what it is, but I think that's what it could be. All right, let's keep going. Started pulling this out of the ground, and this is an interesting artifact. This is a spike, and they use these types of spikes to cut stone with. This is a stone cutting spike. This is a good find, and this is a great find for this mill site. Yeah, that's really good. Okay, let's keep going. Hello folks, and I just wanted to, I'm going to do a wrap up. I've called the day a little short because the aqua chicker is right down here and I'm going to go join him. Also, the owner has seeded his yard. He's brought in a ton of topsoil, lots of topsoil. Let me get the sunlight out of your eyes. And I just wanted to show you a sampling of the things that we found. Some you saw me dig. You saw me dig this up. This is a stone chisel. And this would be commonly used for when you're doing the foundation or the stone for a stone chimney. Masons would use a tool like this, and they would strike the stone, they'd score it, you know, they'd score it along the lines, and then they'd snap it off. I didn't show you any of the shotgun shell slugs that I pulled out of here. These are they're actually pretty old. This one here looks to be a like either a 410 gauge or a 10 gauge. This is a 12 gauge. This is a nice little rivet. You saw me dig it up. I dug it right off the bat. This is a curry comb. This is a piece from a curry comb. Lots and lots of iron. We found a lot of iron. Some of it I left up there on the fence line. And then this horseshoe. Now this is a pitch and shoe. It's not an actual horseshoe, working horseshoe. This is a pitch and shoe. And if you look down here, you can see this is a very park-like setting. So it would be very applicable and pertinent to have games down here, festivities down here, weddings down here, picnics down here. So this house was built in the 1800s. The reason it's empty though, it's in a floodplain, and the water from the river gets up as high as the second level there. So FEMA and the county will not let the owner do anything to this house. I'll show you around it. I'm going to walk around. You're going to see it's a very beautiful house. It's a shame that it's in the shape that it's in. But unless he sells the house and someone moves it, it's just going to fall in right here because he legally cannot do anything with it. I'm going to show you the spring house. This is the spring house. I will take you in there. And I'll take you into this house as well. Let's go check it out. All right, I want you guys to see how big this tree is. I put my son there. It is a white or silver maple. This tree is like 10, 12 feet in diameter right there. It is huge, enormous. And it's right here beside this house. Let's go check it out.